You rode into Oakville that day.
Yes.
You were looking for a horse.
Yes.
And you saw a horse on the street.
Yes.
And you wanted to buy it.
Yes.
So you made an offer to the guy who was standing next to it.
Yes, I told him I would give him top dollar for his horse.
But he didn't want to sell it.
No, it didn't seem like that.
So when he declined to sell it, you went on your way.
No, I stayed there and told him it would be treason if he didn't give me the horse.
So you weren't really making an offer in the sense that he was free to reject it.
Well, it's treason if he didn't give it to me. We're a part of the army. He had to give me the horse.
Well, but you said you made an offer, so it wasn't really an offer, though.
Well, I would have given him top dollar.
Okay, so you would have given him top dollar.
Yes.
But it wasn't an offer. You were pretty much telling him to do it.
Yes.
Okay. So he didn't want to sell a horse. And then in your statement, you said that your scout stepped in.
Yes, that's correct. Scout Dixon.
He was trying to mediate the purchase.
Yes, he just wanted to also get this horse, and so he was helping out.
And you said in your statement that the cowboys surrounded your scout, Mr.
Yes.
Dixon. And what were you doing at this time when the cowboys were started to surround him?
I was next to Scout Dixon, a little bit behind him.
And so when you saw this, you stepped in, right? Because they looked threatening and they looked like they were trying to hurt him.
No, at this point it was still just verbal exchanges.
So the surrounding didn't seem like it was intimidating or like it was some kind of they were trying to get him. It didn't foreshadow any violence. It was just talking at this point.
Well, no, I mean they surrounded him. It could be violent.
But you didn't do anything in response to this violent gesture.
Well, I was on my horse.
You just sat on your horse and watched.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And you said, Mr. Dixon, he must have sensed violence also because he started swinging his reins around in self-defense.
Well, I don't think he was swinging him at anyone.
Right, but he was swinging, in your statement you said he was swinging them around in self-defense.
Well, yeah, he was swinging, yeah, you could say that.
So he picked up on the violence.
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, if he was swinging around in self-defense, he must have thought, he must have had something to defend himself from, right?
Yes.
So he sensed this violence, and you sensed this violence, and he had time to respond to it, but you didn't.
No. It all happened so quick. I mean, call came out of nowhere.
Well, it didn't happen that quick because Dixon had time to process what was going on, start swinging his reins in self-defense. So there was at least a little bit of time to respond.
I mean, there was some time, but not a lot.
And now I want to talk about who else was present there. You rode into town with a group of soldiers, cavalry troopers.
Yes, that's correct.
These men have combat training.
Yes, they do.
Do any of them have combat experience?
Yeah, they've been in the war for the past two weeks.
So these are some rough men that know how to handle themselves.
Yeah, you could say that. We're a strong army.
And your statement is these cowboys instigated a fight with this column. These dismounted cowboys instigated a fight with this column of cavalry troopers.
I guess you could say that, but it was more Mr. Call that started the fight.
Well, but you said that the cowboys made the first violent gesture by surrounding the scout.
Well, I don't think it was violent.
But we already established that you did in fact say that you thought it was a violent gesture, and we also established that you thought Mr. Dixon must have thought it was a violent gesture because he had started swinging his reins around in self-defense.
Yeah, he was swinging his reins in self-defense.
And you watched all this, and you didn't, and you never intervened.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just happened so fast. Mr. Call came out of nowhere.
Mr. Call came out of nowhere, it happened fast, but you never intervened.
No.
And this individual was under your command.
Yes, he is.
And he's actually your friend.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So you wouldn't want to see anything bad happen to him.
I mean, we're soldiers. I think sometimes that's the inevitable.
But, okay, I'll rephrase. If it's found that something improper happened, he could get into a lot of trouble.
Yes.
And because you're his commander, you could get into a lot of trouble too.
Yeah, if it came out that way.
I have no further questions.